Is this the Fire Blast? Did we catch the Fire Blast on the Meganium? Boom! 1 HP Fire Blast. Opponent leaves the match. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber, like Elmo is innocent, thank you for the support. In today's video, we're taking a look at some more Season 7 battles for the Great League, this time utilizing a Pokemon that a lot of people really like, that is Haunter. Now, Haunter hits super hard, but it's extremely fragile. For that reason, you are going to need shields. That's why I'm running in the lead. Joining Haunter on this team is going to be Munchlax, operating as a safe switch. You guys may have noticed that I'm going through a bunch of different safe switch options early on in the season, trying to get a feel for them and give you guys some potential alternatives for what I typically use, which is Defense Deoxys. Rounding out the team in the back is going to be Meganium. Meganium, I feel, is very underrated in the Great League. Doesn't get the respect it deserves, but it has a very strong place because it attacks that Azumarill, Galarian, Stunfisk core very well. Whenever you have one Pokemon that can be two really prevalent Pokemon in the meta, I think that's very beneficial for your team. So these battles are from a few days ago. I was going to put this video out yesterday, but then the Talonflame community happened, so the battles are a bit behind now. I believe I'm in rank 12 or 13 at the current moment, so they're a little old, but there's still some great battles in here, and overall I thought this team performed very well. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so first opponent going up against ihsoboromnad here. We are running a very fun team with a Haunter lead. We see a Galvantula here. This is not the best lead for Haunter. However, we are going to win the one shield, so what I'm going to do here is actually throw at the same time the opponent gets to their first charge move. So this should force the CMP time. I'm going to throw the Shadow Punch. In case they didn't throw the move, I'm going to try and swap out into the Munchlax. But you can see they did. So I'm going to be forced to shield right here. And then I'm going to look to throw the next move just before they get to their second charge move. At which point I'm actually going to look to switch out into Munchlax after this. Simply because I feel that Haunter probably does lose the two shields here. So I'm going to bring in Munchlax, save that Haunter for later. The problem with bringing Munchlax into a Galvantula is that you are going to be debuffed for whatever comes in next. In this case, it's an Azumarill, and you guys may have noticed that I did TM away Gunk Shot on the Munchlax. Definitely do feel that Bulldoze is the better move as a generalist sort of safe switch, but you know, this situation would like to have Gunk Shot for the Azu, but we are debuffed anyway, so it's not like Gunk Shot would KO. So I'm just going to spam the Body Slams here. Body Slam, spam, and the Azumarill has to throw energy because they can't bubble us down. So after I go down here, I'm going to bring back in the Meganium, and let's see what this Azumarill wants to do. Now the Azumarill threw a Play Rough, and they farmed past the Ice Beam here, so I'm actually not going to shield this, expecting it to be another Play Rough, which it is. And now I'm going to over farm past the Frenzy Plant. They do swap out into Galvantula. I'm actually going to throw here because I was a little bit scared of getting hit by a move, but then again they were drawing energy, so that might have been a bit of a mistake. Opponent comes in with a Stunfisk, though we still have a shield, and this is what I'm talking about with Meganium. So many of these teams rely on an Azumarill Stunfisk core, and Meganium beats both of them. So I'm going to let the opponent throw the move here, probably shield this up, and then I'm going to build up for a Frenzy Plant and swap out into my Haunter. The opponent can't farm me down, so I'm going to throw the Shadow Punch here in case they do try farming down. This is going to knock out the Stunfisk, and my Haunter got low enough to the point now where the opponent could only get through one bubble. I should be at the Frenzy Plant more or less, and this is going to be enough to take out the Azumarill here. The opponent didn't have Ice Beam anyway, so this wasn't too much of a threat at this point. And we're going to take game number 1 right there. So let's hop into game number 2. Going to be up against superbebechan. So once again, leading Haunter here. We're going to see Umbreon. This is the worst lead you could see with a Haunter pretty much. So I'm going to swap out to Munchlax, and Munchlax does not have much of a better match against Umbreon. I mean, of course it is better, but it's not great. Opponent brings in Ninetales, and they swapped out late. So what this tells me is that I might have a chance to take back switch advantage here. So I'm going to throw this Body Slam. They let it go through. I have a second one ready because they swapped out so late. This is going to apply a lot of pressure, and look at this. They're starting to shield, so it's getting to the point where they realize they might give up switch advantage here. So I'm going to use my shield. This is going to force their final shield, and depending on where we are in the matchup, I'm going to see whether or not I think I could get shield or switch advantage back here. You can see I'm about one lick away from the body slam, so I'm pretty sure I am going to be able to get to it. So I decided to shield this up. We do get to the body slam, which is going to be enough to take out the Ninetales. We get switch advantage, which is huge because now I avoid Umbreon onto my Haunter. Gonna come with the Meganium here, and the opponent is choosing to stay in. This could be a situation where there is an Azumarill in the back, so both of their well, I mean, Umbreon versus Meganium is not too bad, but that's why they wouldn't want to bring in the Azumarill if that were the case. So the opponent's still staying in here. Let's see what they're going to do. They're just going to spam the foul plays. I'm assuming whatever's in the back is weak to Meganium at this point. So they are throwing the foul plays. And they're going to throw one more. This actually isn't going to knock me out, so I will be able to get off one more Frenzy Plant here. And they actually swap into Swampert to sack this. And that's going to one-shot. So I come in with the Haunter here. Of course, I do have Sludge Bomb. If I can get to Sludge Bomb here, we're going to win the game. I do outpace the Umbreon to the move. Sludge Bomb is going to be enough to KO. If the opponent actually didn't sack, they would have won this game. But if they thought my Haunter was running Shadow Punch and Shadow Ball, they actually would have won the game by making that sack because I would have nothing to throw at the Umbreon. Because I had Sludge Bomb, I ended up winning that game. So thank you for the sacrifice, Swampert. That was a pretty clutch win right there. Haunter into Alolan Ninetales here in the next matchup. I'm going to shield this up here. Haunter can win this in the 2 shields, so I'm just going to build up for the Sludge Bomb and then throw these Shadow Punches. Definitely want to make it seem like the Sludge Bomb will KO, but Shadow Punch still takes out a lot of health from this Ninetales. We did build up for 2, so we're going to throw the second one here. Will this get the second shield? They're going to let it go through. So at this point, I will probably look to shield this, and I believe we can actually farm down from this point. It's going to be very close, but let's see if that's what I try to do. Yes, we are able to farm down. At the same time, we get to the Shadow Punch. Opponent comes in with Vigoroth, so I am going to go for the Sludge Bomb. Really hoping they don't shield this because Sludge Bomb actually does hurt Vigoroth quite a bit, but they do shield, and we're able to get to the Shadow Punch, which isn't going to do anything. But if I went for the Shadow Punch first, not the shield, I would be at the Sludge Bomb right now, which would have done a huge amount of damage to Vigoroth. Either way, we're going to come with Meganium here. Obviously, Vigoroth with a very good match against Munchlax does have quite a bit of energy here, which isn't good. However, one Frenzy Plant is enough to KO. So let's see if they try to sack here. Looks like they're not. This should be enough to take out the Vigoroth. And now we're going to see what their final... Oh no, it's not enough. So we're going to have one more Body Slam. And then let's see if they swap out here to prevent the farm down. I thought that would have taken out the Vigoroth, but we get hit by one more Body Slam. It's actually a Azumarill in the back. What am I saying, guys? Meganium is super OP. So many teams have Azumarill on it, and a lot of times Azumarill is in the back. Gonna come with the Munchlax here. Pretty much just have to farm down at this point. Even if this is a Hydro Pump, it's fine. Of course, I am going to be counting the bubbles just in case they do get to an Ice Beam before I'm able to farm down, but they're not able to. So I have the move ready. Just gonna spam the Body Slam. They leave the match. That game was over. So we are off to a 3-0 start here, going up against Rob88 Pokemaster here. In the next matchup, we got Haunter lead into a Venusaur. It's a very good matchup for Haunter right here. And of course, I'm going to build up for the Sludge Bomb, or at least close to it, and throw the Shadow Punch. I mean, this is a matchup you could win going straight Shadow Punch anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Opponent is going to throw the Frenzy Plant there. I get in the extra Shadow Claw, which is huge for us. And we just shield up the Frenzy Plant here. Now I am going to throw another Shadow Punch. This should be pretty much in Shadow Punch range at this point. So let's see if the opponent should let this go through. To be honest, they decide to shield, which is a mistake because I'm going to get to the second one right here. And this is going to knock out the Venusaur while maintaining a shield advantage. So the opponent's in a very tough spot. They come in with Stunfisk here. I swap out to Munchlax. With them being down to 0 shields, this is actually pretty fine because we do have Bulldoze. It's not a great matchup for the Munchlax, of course, but I do preserve my Haunter, and I should be able to get to a Bulldoze here, which I believe isn't actually going to knock out the Stunfisk, but it should do a decent amount of damage. Does about like, man, that's probably like 40% of its health right there. You know, Bulldoze is a very bad move, but it does do super effective damage at least, whereas if we had Gunk Shot, we'd have no real threat with our charge moves. And now I try to get to the Body Slam, but they swap out Sableye, so it's a very nice switch. And I'm going to come in now with the Meganium here. Meganium applies a lot of pressure. My switch timer actually wasn't up yet. And then, I tried clicking Meganium, but we came with Haunter. Apparently, you could see it's the Haunter moveset, it's the Haunter typing at the top, but it's showing Meganium. So a little bit of a glitch there. Now the real Meganium comes in. This is actually not optimal for me because I could have just got the Frenzy Plant and won the game, but now I have to take a foul play. Either way, it doesn't matter. We have a shield still. The Stunfisk is going to come back in, and we're going to be able to knock it out here with the Frenzy Plant. So a very weird glitch there. That's happened to me a couple of times before. It seemed like I fainted at the same time that I clicked the Pokemon, which is what caused that, but yeah, a really weird glitch. We got K020 here in the next match. 5th match of this first set. We got 2 sets in today's video. One of the worst leads here. It's arguably worse than Umbreon. Actually, I don't think it's worse, but it's pretty bad. So I switch out into my Munchlax, and the opponent comes with Hitmonchan, Shadow. So of course, this is looking like hard counter city right now. I'm gonna spam these body slams. Probably only get to, no, I should be able to get to 2 actually if they decide to farm down completely. Problem with that is that they're gonna have a lot of energy for the Haunter after, because they're most likely gonna have either Ice Punch or Fire Punch, I'd imagine. I don't really want to bring in the Meganium, so I come with Haunter here, hoping I could farm down, but as you can see, they're gonna throw a move here. Now, this move is going to do about like 75% of my health, so I actually do decide to burn both shields here, which might be a mistake in hindsight, knowing they have a Hypno, but you know, you gotta make these decisions really quickly. And I was hoping here that I would get the shield, so you know, I'm not really out of Shadow Ball yet, but the opponent might not know that. They don't shield, which is a very ballsy play. And then I make what I think is a great swap. There's no way you're throwing a Fire Punch at a Haunter here. And of course, with my luck, the opponent throws a Fire Punch. If I caught the Thunder Punch there, that would have been huge for me, because now I'm going to catch a second Fire Punch to put me very low in health. Just having that bit of HP, I feel, would be a huge difference maker, because look at what's in the back. Once again, another Azumarill. I have 2 Frenzy Plants ready, but I'm just a bit too low in health at this point. So I need my switch timer to come up as soon as possible here. That's pretty much my only win condition at this point. I need to get to a Shadow Punch with this Haunter. I'm trying to click the Haunter, trying to click it. It's not up yet. Now it finally comes up. I get in. We get to the Shadow Punch, but we're just a bit too late right there. Going to lose this game. The game's actually going to come back in. I get to the Frenzy Plant, but I'm too low. That Fire Punch really cost us there. I really thought I would have caught a Thunder Punch. Maybe the opponent wasn't using Thunder Punch. Maybe it's like a crazy moveset. Fire Punch, Shadow Ball, Fire Punch, Focus Blast, I don't know. Ty Whitson, 69 ult here. In the first match of the second set, we got Marowak into Haunter. This is usually a pretty good lead, but look at this, they're actually running Hex. So this is actually a worse matchup for us. They swap out to Stunfisk to catch this Shadow Punch, which is a really nice play on their part. And now I'm going to come in with Meganium. Meganium, of course, has a very good matchup. And the thing is, because this opponent's actually running Hex on their Marowak, it's not as big of a threat to Meganium. However, they likely do have Fire Blast, and they're going to get to it relatively quickly, so definitely have to be a little bit afraid of that. I'm going to go for the Frenzy Plant here onto this Stunfisk, and this should give us a bit of farm right here. Are able to farm down, have another Frenzy Plant ready. They actually come in with Abomasnow here, so Abomasnow is a bit of a problem right here. Gonna have to, I don't even know what we're gonna be able to do here. I'm gonna go for the Frenzy Plant again, just trying to get some shields here or something from this Abomasnow. Opponent finally gives up one of their shields. If they farm me down though, that is not good. So I tried to swap out into Haunter, and at this point I think my Haunter is going to have to operate as a shield. So I let it go down, the sacrificial Haunter, and now I have to come in with the Munchlax. I know Munchlax has a very good matchup against the Marowak, of course, so I'm feeling okay about that, but this Abomasnow has a lot of energy here. Trying to get to this Body Slam as soon as possible. You can see it's so spammy. I shielded that first one thinking it would have been Energy Ball. Instead, the Energy Ball comes on the second one, so that's a huge blow to me. Gonna go for the Body Slam again. I'm pretty sure they're going to shield at this point because the Abomasnow seems to be the biggest threat to me, and that is what they do. So they want to get my last shield. Pretty sure that Marowak is going to be trying for a Fire Blast, so they swap out. This comes down to perfect timing, and boom, there it is. Is this the Fire Blast? Did we catch the Fire Blast on the Meganium? Boom, 1 HP Fire Blast. Opponent leaves the match. That right there, that was a graceful exit. You know, that was one of those moments where as the opponent, you're like, damn, I do not deserve to win this game after a play like that. I'm just gonna leave. Because I'm not even sure if that game was over yet, but that must be very disheartening to see your Fire Blast land on a 1 HP Meganium. We got another Galvantula lead here. Last time you saw I swapped out into the Munchlax after spending 1 shield. This time you saw I tried again to swap out. Didn't work. So let's see how I'm going to play this. I'm going to shield up and then I'm going to build up for the Shadow Punch again. Last time after throwing this, I swapped out into the Munchlax. This time, however, the opponent chooses not to shield. So I take the game in the 1 shield, and that's probably why they chose not to shield. They have Umbreon. So I bring in Munchlax. Munchlax, like I said, it's not a good answer for Umbreon, of course, but I don't want to bring in my Meganium and sort of get myself stuck here. So just going to stay in with the Munchlax here, throw these body slams, and if they have something that's weak to Munchlax in the back, I guess the Haunter should be okay. It's very low in health, but you know, Haunter does get smooth pretty quickly. Just spamming these body slams right here. Opponent is choosing to stay in. I believe this foul play actually will not KO, so I should get off 1 more body slam here, after which they would be able to farm down. So I'm going to swap into Meganium as soon as I finish throwing this. Yeah, to prevent the farm down. And the opponent looks like they're going to throw a foul play here, so they're not swapping out yet. Is it going to be another Azumarill in the back? Yes, it is. What am I saying, guys? Every single team is running something that is weak to Meganium, it seems. Meganium is the solution to problems in Pokemon Go PvP. It's so underappreciated, you know, like people don't give Meganium enough respect. I feel like it deserves so much more respect. Player up comes through. We're just going to farm down completely, get to the Frenzy Plant, which is going to be enough to take out the Umbreon, and we win the game once again on the back of the beautiful Meganium. So 2-0 in set number 2. Let's hop into match number 3 right here. Going up against Lucaslietome. So let's see what Lucas is leading here. Got a Drifblim into Haunter. So this should be an interesting match. Let's see how this plays out. Of course, both of us are doing super effective damage to one another. You can see those Shadow Claws are absolutely tearing apart the Drifblim as well. So it's not only like Haunter's the glass cannon here. Going to get a shield here. Expect the Icy Wind to come through, which is going to lower the damage of these Shadow Claws. However, still going to be applying immense pressure here. And I'm going to get to this Shadow Punch. Let's see if the opponent's going to choose to shield. No, they choose to let it go down. So we win switch. They come in Stunfisk, so you know what that means. I'm going to throw this Shadow Punch, let the Haunter go down, and then come in with Meganium. Meganium, as we've seen, has very good match. I mean, every single team we've seen so far pretty much has a Azumarill or Stunfisk. So opponent comes with the Medicham here, which is actually very bad for me because Munchlax doesn't like that matchup. So I'm going to go for the Frenzy Plant here. Opponent lets that go through. And I'm going to swap out into the Munchlax here to hope what I catch is the Psychic. I need to keep this Meganium alive for the Stunfisk in the back. And at this point, we should be in range where I can actually lick. So I'm going to let this go down, get some extra farm for the Meganium here by leaving a bit of HP. But they actually, oh no, they went for the Power Punch, so it didn't KO. Now I'm trying to get to the Bulldoze, but we wouldn't make it. So I'm just going to throw the Body Slam here. And I don't want to get farmed down. Hopefully my switch timer is up. It's not, so I'm going to get farmed down here, which is not good. Have to come back in with the Meganium. And basically at this point, I'm going to let this first one go through. I'm going to have to shield a Rock Slide at some point. But I need to build up for 2 Frenzy Plants in order to win. They're at another Rock Slide already. Not going to shield this one either. They still need 2 Rock Slides to win this game because I'm going to shield one of them. So the question here is, can I get to 2 Frenzy Plants? We're at them now. Going to throw this first one, shield this Rock Slide if they choose to throw it, and then get off this next Frenzy Plant. Looks like they were probably going for the Mud Shot farm down there instead as their win condition. So we're going to take that game, and we are off to a 3-0 start in this second set. With the Haunter lead, we got Tremainesongzjr, Haunter into Obstagoon. This is probably the worst lead because my safe switch is also horrible here. So I actually decide to stay in with the Haunter, and I'm going to build up for the Sludge Bomb. You know, shielding this should tell the opponent that I'm going for Sludge Bomb. Now, I expect the shield to come up for that reason. Sludge Bomb actually doesn't KO, so they might let it go through. But that is a super ballsy play on the opponent's part. So now I'm going to go for the Sludge Bomb. If they shield this one, it's pretty bad for me. They do let it go through, which I was very happy to see. and I catch the Night Slash on the Munchlax, so I feel like we have a chance here. Just have to farm this thing down, throw the Body Slam. But look at that. They get the boost, of course, and the boost means that I'm actually not going to get to this Body Slam unless I use a shield. So I decide not to, hoping I get to the Body Slam. I can't because of the boost. That means I have to come back with Haunter. I'm hoping I can farm down here. I can't. So now I'm forced to burn another shield, and all because of one single boost. This whole match has been flipped over, whatever the term is. The match is just a mess, just like my thought process at the moment. So I'm going to throw this Shadow Punch at the Marowak. The fact they're bringing the Marowak into my Haunter means that they probably don't want this Haunter to see their last Pokemon. So we get both shields there, which is very good. And now I swap out into Meganium to catch what I hope is a Bone Club, because there's no reason to throw a Shadow Bone at the Haunter. But of course, everybody's throwing the right moves today, anticipating the switches. And I was hoping I get to that Frenzy Plant, which I think would KO, but I'm not able to. So I'm hoping this is only a Bone Club, but it's actually a Shadow Bone. At this point, I just want to see what's in the back to see if I had any chance if that Obstagoon did not get a boost. So I throw the Shadow Punch here, knocks down. Of course, it's another Azumarill, which means if that Obstagoon didn't get the boost, I most likely would have ended up winning this match with Munchlax and Meganium in the back. So a Bucknate Kid here in the final battle. We got a Medicham lead. Very positive for the Haunter, of course. And you know, that last match, boost happened. You're going to lose games like that. It is what it is. You know, there's some games I win because I get boost. There's some games you lose. It's just a part of PvP, so you can't get mad about it. This match right here, opponents actually staying in. They're coming with Skarmory here. So Haunter is actually going to stay in this match because I have a lot of energy. I got a lot of health, and I'm going to apply a lot of pressure to this Skarmory with 2 shields. So I'm going to shield up right here, throw another Shadow Punch, which is going to be doing a lot of damage. Let's see if this Skarmory wants to shield. If it doesn't, that means I'm going to be able to farm down with Shadow Claw before it gets to the next Sky Attack, which is what happens. This Haunter is putting in absolute work right here. Medicham comes in. Haunter going to throw a Shadow Punch again. We have a lot of energy here. They might shield this. They do. And at this point, Haunter's done its job. I'm going to let it go down here. Haunter on its own not only gave us a 1 shield advantage, but took out 1.5 of the opponent's Pokemon. So that's a pretty good trade right there. I'm going to come in with Meganium right here. And basically, all I have to do is shield this up, throw the Frenzy Plant. It's going to knock out the Medicham. Then we got pretty much 2 full health Pokemon against 1. So let's see what their last Pokemon is going to be. It's going to be pretty hard for the opponent to win right here. It's actually a Lanturn, so they don't want anything to do with this Meganium. They back out. And we're going to go 4-1 in that second set as well. So 8-2 overall with this team. So those were the battles. I hope you guys enjoyed them, utilizing Haunter in the lead. As you can see, it hits super hard but very fragile, so you do need shields. Munchlax, very solid safe switch. I really enjoy using it as well. And Meganium, you know, I can never say enough good things about Meganium. Very strong Pokemon for this meta. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.